because a lot of times we attract these people who speak to our traumas.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going on here. Because when he says, like, I really want to be with you, Calabria, after she's pushed his face in the mud and slapped him on the head, I believe him. I believe he genuinely feels like, please, Massa, give me some more.
Hello, and welcome on in. I'm your girl, Zar Eleanor. I am joined by the beautiful Joseph Conner, and you are back on the Conner's couch. Hey, how are y'all doing? I am having a week. They actually want me to work at work, which is
terrible.
Like, hello, but I'm blessed because I get to stay home and get to just walk downstairs and feed my baby and do everything I need to do with my baby during the day. So there's the blessing in that. I'm really thinking about the Chance the Rapper thing, Joe, as well as Jeezy is coming to Vegas to do a masquerade. I feel like we have to go to
Jeezy. Now, Jeezy is charging up, y'all. Okay, so we need a couple more cups of coffee.
But not a couple more. But I get so anxious nowadays around large groups, y'all. So I'm actually kind of like, I want to go, but I also don't have the temperament. I'm trying to work on it, though, because I also can't garden anymore, if y'all picking up what I'm putting down. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So I haven't done. So it's like what would normally just give me like I don't give like I give a fuck. I actually give a fuck.
That part.
But how are you?
But we got it. We probably got it. And it's like a Halloween thing too. They doing a masquerade.
Yeah,
like,
but it's baby's first Halloween.
Whole vibe. Yeah, but we can still do Halloween. Our baby is not walking yet. She cannot go door to door. She cannot trick or treat.
That's true.
And she ain't gonna be out past 8 p.m.
She ain't gonna be out past 6.
She's gonna have
in this weather.
Her Halloween is mainly photo shoots.
Yes, true.
So it's not gonna affect the thing. But Zara likes to do Halloween, and we're not going to like a Halloween party or anything this year. You know what I mean? So it would really be the only thing.
Because the people who house we would normally go to, we actually found out that they were raging racist.
Oh yes, that part too.
And that's not even a joke. That's a true story. And I'm saying it out loud because I don't give a fuck. Can't nobody beat me.
It needs to be said. But
it needs to be said.
So that would really be the only like Halloween thing that we did as adults.
I know. So sad. So now that means that I just got to throw my own Halloween shindig every year, which I think as she gets older, especially as she's going to school, that might be my judge. Have the kids come over.
I don't know.
I can get dressed up.
We host a lot of stuff. We would have to.
Joe hated it.
We would have to mail in something else.
Joe hates it.
Because we also are doing Thanksgiving the next month and then Christmas after that. Like, you know what I mean? I'm
Martha fucking Stewart, ho. I'm not letting nothing go, bitch. I ain't Elsa, okay? I want it all. You picking up what I'm supposed to do?
I'm not. I don't know who these people are, but okay.
All right, well, let's dig on in. Elsa, Frozen. Let it go. You know, I'm not going to take it too much because I don't want them to demonetize this video. So Love is Blind came out and they gave us 2 episodes, which made it a lot easier for us to kind of like get through it. We actually watched it one night. And honestly, I feel like a lot happened.
I do too. I mean, I feel like everybody's breaking up. We moving this thing along, and I'm with that. You know what I mean? I don't like to waste nobody's time. I am. Like, I feel like don't waste our time because we can see that a lot of y'all ain't going to the finish line.
Yeah, for sure.
And don't waste your spouse's time. You know what I mean? You ain't finna do this no more. You really don't like this person. You made it as far as you get. You got all the day rate checks that you can get. Now it's time to cash out and go home. I'm okay with that.
Okay, so let's get to chatting. Let's talk about Allie and Anton. Allie accused Anton of being
a drunk, an alcoholic.
Okay, did y'all pick that up or was it just me? And she basically asked him, like, where's all the alcohol going? We had this many beers. She's counting the beers.
Crazy.
We had this, we had that. And part of me feels like, and maybe I missed something, y'all bust in and let us know. Do you feel like ever since he met with the friend's girlfriend,
yes,
she is now looking for things.
She the girl planted seeds, and this is why you have to one, really be mindful of who you're around and the status of your relationship, right? Like if you feel like you don't really have the relationship that can't be infiltrated by silliness, you shouldn't be around certain silliness. You know what I mean? You got to tighten that thing up, because all that happened was they went out with a group of his friends. The girl said something to her in the bathroom, and it had her in a chokehold ever since.
So Allie speaks to him about the beers and the tequila that is missing. I'm not nearly the drinker that I used to be, despite the fact that every time people call me and want to talk to me about being a mother and my high blood pressure and everything that's ailing me, everybody leads with, well, you can't be going out as much. You got to slow down on the drinking. And I'm like, I am the moment. I know I'm a socialite. Like, I recognize that I am a socialite. But I also was never online, like, drunk. That's what I don't get. Like,
never. Like,
you know what I mean?
It's
like,
just people saying stuff based off of things that they made up in their mind.
It's so fascinating. It's so fascinating. But that's here nor there. We're talking about Allie and Anton. So Allie asked Anton about the amount of beers and everything that are missing, because him and his friend, who he did not tell her was coming over, came over and had a drink. Now, how do you feel about her reaction to the friend infiltrating their space?
And Allie's been overblown in every situation I've seen her in. I don't think she's had a legitimate gripe since she's been on the screen. She overreacted about the strip club. She overreacted about the beer. She overreacted about the tequila. She overreacted about the friend coming to the apartment. Like, do you think he's sleeping with his best friend?
He could be.
Why was?
I mean, not like that, but
I mean, you would have to really think that for her reaction, for her reaction to fit the crime, you would have to think they were sleeping together or something.
Yeah.
Like, she was like, oh, he was here? You ain't tell me he was here?
I was a little bit
I'm thinking, was
vexed.
he or she? Like, what? Why is he being interrogated about his friend coming to his house and them drinking beers together?
But also, that's a part of being hospitable.
Right.
Like,
every time somebody comes to my house, I ask them, you want something to drink? Even if I'm not drinking, I ask them, do they want something to drink?
Right. 1,000%. Even though one time somebody finished my Sir Davis. Now, I don't drink the Sir Davis.
Did they really?
Yes, but I was kind of like taken aback by it.
Yeah, that's crazy, because
it's not like the one you reach for, I feel like.
It's really not.
And we have a lot of brown over there on the bar. So I was kind of like surprised. That was my grievance for the day. It wasn't like a grievance. It was just more like a,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I didn't even notice that it was gone.
But I'm saying all that to say, Allie, in the year 2025 of our Lord Jesus Christ, you got the nerve to be wanting to talk to or litigate somebody's alcoholic usage. We live in a capitalist hellscape. All of us should be drinking. The fact that we all aren't either rioting in the streets or just completely comatose is really nothing but the Lord. You know what I mean? It's so much shit going on right now. Like, when he said I come home and I have a drink or two, I was like, damn right.
But also, we have no evidence that he's out here, coming home, falling over the kitchen sink and throwing
Annie.
We've never seen him drunk on camera.
Annie.
Out of everybody. We've almost seen everybody else drunk on
Facts.
camera. We've never seen Anton drunk on. So it's like you barking up the wrong trio. I definitely can't get on your side, because he talking about, I come home and I had a drink, and you like, oh, that bothers me. He literally said, like, is that a problem? And she said, yeah, it is a problem.
But then when he said, well, she was like, well, is it normal for you? He was like, well, is it normal for you every day to come home?
To be a mess? And then she said, yes.
But the way she said it, the energy, you know what it is? And I'm starting to think, and you guys let me know what you all think her approach is. One or two things is happening here. Either she's treating him like this so he could be the first to leave. Okay. Like, so he could be like, I'm done with this. I'm out of here. Whatever. Right. So that's either one thing. Or the second piece of it is that this is all manipulation. Like, a lot of times you are nasty to someone to manipulate them and almost mold them into who you want them to be. And then when they start doing like certain things that you like, you breadcrumb the niceness. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I don't think that.
But I don't know which one it is.
I don't believe that she has the intestinal fortitude, I'll say, to even concoct a plan as sophisticated as that. I don't think she has it. So I'm not going to go with that latter. I think she might just be trying to get him to break up with her. But to be completely honest, I think she's aloof, and I think this is the reason why she's single. I mean, you show me a pretty woman, especially on these TV shows, and just wait, they'll eventually show you why they're single. And I think this is Allie. You know what I mean? Because it ain't her looks, it ain't her, it ain't. I mean, it's literally.
I love her face.
She is boring.
That's the first thing. She's not funny.
She's not fun.
She don't have no like riz.
She has no. I mean, she has.
I mean, I guess you don't have to. They have
the worst chemistry out of everybody on the show. Like the worst chemistry. And I mean, out of the couples who literally split.
And it almost feels like she's picking fights with him. But that's kind of indicative of all the women on this cast.
Yeah,
and I wonder if that's a culture.
I don't know. It does feel like something is going on. Some people in the comments last week clocked how it felt like the girls left their get together and started picking fights.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a thing too. You know what I mean? The singles need to let us know.
That's for sure. Oh, well, I don't know if that's a thing in real life. Mm-hmm. It was a thing on this show.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a thing in real life. But they meet each other's parents, moms, and her mom was like, basically her mom got information from Allie saying what the girl said when they was out, and she came and said, you can't be leaving her at home. When you go to the bar, you got to take her to the bar. When you do this, you got to take her to. And
also nasty work.
Why?
The minute you open up your relationship and your personal and private struggles to your immediate family, you bound to drizzle.
Oh my God, I can't believe that's back. I can't believe that's back.
Because it is, one, opening a can of worms, right? Because you wouldn't want your husband to then go to his mother and say, well, Allie did this, Allie did that. You need to go talk to her. And then next time you meet her, she's talking to you about a personal argument that you had between you and your husband and reprimanding you about it. No one would want that.
I can't even picture that ever happening to me.
1,000%.
I'm trying to get into the zone. What would that be like?
Yeah, 1,000%. And
I'm too mean and nasty.
But anyone who responded in a mean and nasty way would be appropriate.
Right.
I'm an adult. You can't come check me. Nobody can check me about my marriage but the one sitting next to me.
Yeah.
It's just highly inappropriate. You know what I mean? And that's all that happened. She went and told her mom, and then the mom came and literally started preaching to him about an argument that they had. That's terrible. That's nasty work.
But he didn't even say he was going to do any of those things.
I know.
That's what I found quite.
Because she inflates everything. They had an argument about beer. She, for sure, went back and told her girlfriend, girl, he a drunk. He drunk every beer and every ounce of liquor in the house. And she inflates everything. So I'm sure the story that the mom got was he outside and, he doing blow off of strippers. He's spending all the money. I'm sure that's what the mom heard.
Yeah. And you guys had some really interesting things to say about going to the strip club. It was really insightful because I feel like, one, I'm not dating in this era, right? So I have a specific level of trust with my spouse. We done talked about all the things. We done did all the things. We done, you know what I mean? So for me, it's just something to do. But we was going whether he wanted to go or not, because I want to go, right? But it's so fascinating how you guys gave real context. Somebody said that, men it's so much sexual content out in the world, right? Men don't even perform the way that they used to. They are really having problems with ED, erectile dysfunction, and things like that. So taking them somewhere that would give them that kind of proxy poom poom ain't a vibe. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I think that might be a bit of a stretch, but I'm curious as to, because I didn't see. I'm curious to know as to what people said in reference to their relationship. Like, did you feel like it was overwhelmingly like, I just don't want my man to go to a strip club?
It felt a little hypothetical, number one. And then, yes, it was like, I don't want my man. Like somebody said, why would, and somebody, I'm going to tag you, please forgive me. Cause I really went through and I took a screenshot of your thing. So I'm sorry. They went on through and they said that, why would I want him to go out there and do all that? He throwing my money at other people and everything like that, which me and my man pay bills. So we just like, we gonna have a good time. But I felt that though. Like I understand that. Like for your household, how is that fun for the both of us kind of thing? You throw money at women. But it didn't sound like something that they did together.
And
which I think maybe I broached the subject like that. I don't remember.
Well, my question for
I didn't.
My question would be, how is it any different going to the bar and throwing money at a bartender? You know what I mean? Like,
but that's because you've reduced it to like,
because it is a lot of people agree when I say
really it's just a bar.
When I said that, a lot of people, some of the stuff that I saw, a lot of people agree.
Yes.
When I say it's pretty much an uneventful place.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Unless you know of something that I don't know. A lot of people agree. So that would be my genuine question. Like, there's obviously something here bothering you about it, whether a lot of people clearly, or at least that are watching this, don't go together. But then if they were to go alone, I mean, going alone is weird, but if they were to go with other people,
right.
why is that bothering you? And what is it about? Because I would argue that it's much deeper than him going to a strip club and spending $100, you know what I mean, or 20 if you're me, on a night.
Because Joe, if I'm not there, Joe is spending exactly $20.
I'm spending $20. It's gonna last me all night. So if
I'm not there. But if I'm there, we're going to spend a couple.
And it can't be about the money, because if I went out with my boys, I would spend more money on myself. If we went to a bar, I would spend way more than $20. You know what I mean? Or $30 or $40.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it ain't about I would argue that it's not about the money.
Okay.
For a lot of people, I don't know you personally, but for a lot of people, I would argue it's not about the money. So what are we talking about?
But I think people are allowed to have their. We always talk about how like your relationship is what you want it to be, right? We do these things because we like things hot and spicy over here, okay? All the time. It's got to be hot and ready all the time.
Like Little Caesars.
No, literally, okay? Like that's how we operate. So that's why we speak to things like so freely and like that. And not to say that that's not your story. I'm just saying that we're willing to push the bounds societally of what being hot and ready looks like. Does that make sense?
1,000%. And you can do whatever you want to do. I'm just curious as to what your thinking is. I genuinely am, and not even in an argumentative way. Like, I'm genuinely curious, especially as somebody who has been to strip clubs, like just
with them, without me.
Yeah, around and around the country. Like, I'm curious as to what, because it is, especially in today's time, and maybe even more so just from living on the West Coast, it's literally, it's tantamount to Hooters. You know what I mean?
That's all it is nowadays, especially. It's just, really that's all it is.
You know what I mean?
But the point we're trying to make is, Allie, boo, get a personality. And I mean that with all due respect. I think you the baddest, and I think that's all you is.
Really?
I think that's all you is, okay? Is the baddest. And it ain't enough. I didn't even realize it wasn't enough. And I love bad bitches. That's my fucking problem, okay?
It's not enough.
And I don't know why it's not enough.
It's not enough. And the truth of the matter is that is a bit of a pandemic. You know what I mean? Like in a lot of these polls and stuff that people are sending and having singles take and stuff like that, it's a pandemic. Like, people feeling like the looks is going to take them everywhere.
Yeah,
and it's like, yo, that shit is so fleeting. It dries up. And for a lot of the singles, they feel the same way. Like, it's only going to get you but so far.
I agree. I completely agree. I find it unfortunate that Ali is trying to fight this man at every turn. Now, I did see.
But I also find it disgusting that there's so much bravado and brash in being a sloppy mess. That's another thing.
What you mean?
You think because you cute that you could just be a mess? That's not cute. He asked her, "Is it normal that you don't put your shit up and you don't clean up?" And that's not cute. You're also an adult.
As a woman who's a mess,
clean yourself.
As a woman who's a mess, I'm not going to do too much on it, okay?
You're not dirty.
Too.
That's not what he was saying. That's two different things.
I don't play that.
You're not dirty, and he was speaking to you being dirty.
Yeah, I don't play that.
And not cleaning up after. That's dirty.
Oh yeah, because I don't play that either.
So that's not cute, and that is something that we repeatedly hear. You know what I mean? In the internet world, like we repeatedly like that's not cute for you to sit up in this grown man's face and then to say it with your chest, like, yeah, I'm dirty, and that's
exactly what she gave him.
What? Are we serious?
But also, I felt like you said to the point about the mom, like, girl, this ain't none of your business, and she 28, and you should have just told her at 28 years old, baby, you gonna have to handle that on your own. That's your man now.
But stay out of grown folks' business.
And that's what I would have said.
Don't go talk to nobody's husband or wife about their marriage, and you a parent.
But it's just it's unserious. Even though for some odd reason, why did I like his mom more?
She was just
straight to it. I like people who just
yeah. She was just more likable, but also she was humble and sweet about it.
Yeah, she was.
You know what I mean?
She was.
He could have told her she's an overbearing slob, and she could have came in there and said, "Well, you should probably clean up your house." What's the commercial with the Annies?
Where they come in and they like, expired.
She could have did that. She could have did that because you clearly don't clean. You don't pick up after yourself. Who knows if you washing your ass? She could have done that, and she did.
Yeah, because y'all love not. I don't understand that either.
Yeah,
I don't understand that either. Let's move on. So Joe meets Madison's family, who, as far as I'm concerned, is just way too excited. And I love that for them. I love that they are people who will follow her to the ends of the earth. But I also am like, does nobody have any, like, she don't got one person that's like, all right, let's plan just in case things happen. No?
No, they just, and I also think some people get on camera and they got to pick a lane. So their lane is going to be, you know, I'm the contrarian, and I'm saying, or I'm just overly like, oh, I can't wait to see the babies. See the baby. They met
I couldn't even believe.
They met last week.
Y'all, please know. First of all, we live in a capitalist hellscape. The middle child is no more. People are literally only having 1 or 2 children. We're basically in China. Y'all, and I mean that with all respect to the Chinese, but y'all used to only have 1 baby. So it's like, for me, we got to be like, reserve that. Also, I want people to reserve that in general. Like, we talk about, don't get me started about pregnancy. I don't even want to go down that road with y'all because I was just going I'm not going down that road. The point I'm trying to make is the mom going to say Joe ain't giving her no red flags when Joe is the Kool-Aid man. Joe is the biggest red piece of something out, okay? He is.
But you know what that tell me too sometimes? That they just couldn't believe.
They just happy she got a man.
Yep.
Even if it's a piece of man.
Yep.
Even if it's a piece of man,
my God,
baby.
We got one. Wrap it up. Let's go. Cash us out.
There is nothing about
his energy. And that doesn't surprise me about her family.
Why doesn't it surprise you?
Have you met her? That don't surprise me. They probably thought, oh, she is never going to. And then they found one and they was like, oh, we got one.
The thing about Madison, right? Like, I like her.
I don't know why.
But I don't think. Well, here I was just about to say this. I like her. I don't think men like her.
Yeah.
I think men are attracted to her. Mm-hmm. I don't think men like her personality, guys. I'm not talking about finding her desirable. And I like her. I like her vibe or whatever the case may be. But I can see why Joe was like, I'm not doing.
Yeah. She wears me out.
Yes.
She wears me out, and I could tell that she's wearing whoever she dating out too.
But do you think that, so we don't know Joe, we don't know his full story, whatever the case may be, but from what we know, Joe was in a relationship for 5 years. They got all the way to getting invitations for their wedding, and he was like, I cannot do this. I'm miserable. Do you think he was thinking about that person?
No, I don't. And I think for Madison to bring it up is just the run-of-the-mill cop-out.
Like it couldn't be me.
It couldn't be me. He can't possibly not want me for me. It has to be that he's in love with somebody else. which is preposterous. Have you met you? He just don't want to be with you.
I want to be clear. It's never me. And on my worst day, it's never me. So I was picking up what you was putting down, Miss Madison.
She's delusional, okay? And I don't believe that his thing had anything to do with somebody else. Mm-hmm. I believe that I never really was sold that he was all the way into her. From the rip.
He was never sold either. And the truth of the matter is, I would argue, Joe, if we were in the room with them, we would have clocked it immediately.
Oh, 100%.
Because one thing me and Joe can do is undress you.
Yeah.
I'll leave a couple I just met and be like, oh, they ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
I just be,
it's palpable. Yeah, for sure. For sure. And I just think he was going along with the process.
Yes.
Until he couldn't anymore. I think he probably thought I can at least go to decision day and then say it at the altar. But I think he was so nervous and was like panicking in that tux place that he had to.
The man wouldn't even tie the tie around. He
didn't even want to tie
it was
a
noose. He was like, I'm not even gonna. But no, literally, like I'm not even gonna put this thing around my neck.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You don't know if you wanted the lady looking at? She was frightened for her life.
She like, so you don't like the tie?
Hello?
She didn't know what.
White men in duress is not to be fucked with.
She was
you gotta be nervous too. I'm sitting there like, okay, he's sweating, he going back and forth. He like, the friends is like, what's going on? Then the one friend was like, I really like her. That's why his friends was really cool for that though. Like,
yeah,
if this is a decision you make, we gonna rock out with you.
Let's be honest, it could be a little PTSD. You know what I mean? From his last situation. Like, it absolutely could. I just think
I think it was some of that.
I just think I've seen Madison. So
that
I'm going with that.
Her family was too pressed. And that probably would have been a red flag for me too. Like, you ain't getting no fucking pushback. Like, nobody like coming at me, nothing like that. They trying to get rid of your ass. They know something I don't know.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not to put this all on Madison, because I don't think it's her fault. And I don't think this is a matter of anybody's fault, to be honest. I think that a man made a decision. Full stop. That's all I think it was. I think a man.
I do think Madison ran him off, though.
But when he see this, like when she asked him would this work outside of here.
No. And let me tell you something. This season, I am going to give y'all kudos for this. The honesty.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like we're getting more transparency and more honesty out of these couples than, at least in my time of watching this show, I have ever before. I appreciate, especially with these men, because I feel like in the past, they just say
go
anything.
along to get along.
Yep. I appreciate these people comporting themselves in the face of adversity, and adversity being these other people on the show, and just telling them no.
But let me say this. Okay, so this is my thought process about Love is Blind and why they're going to have to go back to the drawing board with some things. In the first season of Love is Blind, there was a certain amount of imagination that was required to even be a part of a process like this, right? Nobody's ever seen it before. These will be the first people who do it. And you almost had to buy into the romance, the excitement, the whatever the future could be. You almost had to be like, I see myself in the future and I'm just going to rock out, right? And just have the fortitude to get there. And not with just any old Joe Schmo, because you won a Metro PCS commercial, but you actually felt like there was a lot of imagination and romance that was kind of being like swirled up, right? Whereas I feel like nowadays, I don't know if it's because over time, not that it's been a long time, but over the years, people are reading less books. I don't know if that we don't have enough rom-coms. I don't know what it is, but people lack imagination in love. And we're seeing it more and more and more on these shows like Love is Blind, like Married at First Sight, where everything is hyper realistic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, a part of the reason why we watch The Housewives, Love is Blind, and it's because we expect people to be a little delusional. You know what I mean? A little out of the realm of my reality. And the problem is that they're all giving my reality. Yeah. And it's getting to be like, how is this sustainable over time? You know what I mean? Because one of two things is happening. We're watching people get with people, Calabria and Edmund, who we know shouldn't be the fuck together. Yeah. Just so they can get a Metro PCS commercial and some followers. Mm-hmm. Or we have Madison and Joe who is having a full-on breakdown in front of you like, I'm not doing this. Yeah. And it's kind of like, where's the imagination? You know what I mean? We need Willy Wonka to come and sprinkle a little something up on here.
I think it got to start with the productions. Like, the people that are being picked are very unserious. And I think that's part of it. And then I think the other part of it is them underestimating the process, thinking, oh, I can meet somebody in a cubicle, talk to them through a wall for 10 days, and then leave and be madly in love with them because I know them now. You don't know nobody after 10 days of talking to them.
But that's that future. But the thing is, when I say imagination, right? We talked about the journey last episode, but I think that specifically in cases like this, like Married at First Sight, like Love is Blind, there's a certain amount of buy-in to your own commitment to a journey that people do not have.
Oh, yeah. No, I think that's the stick to it stuff, but that's the part where we talk about people having the stomach for certain stuff. But there has to be a there for that. There got to be something there. Like, and I think a lot of it is what you said initially, how these people are not, there's nothing there. There's nothing there to like fight through you like, these people are not put together because a lot of times I feel like the past couple of couples, even on different shows, have been put together out of pure production viewership like value.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be explosive on TV.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's not enough serious couples being put together for you to be like, y'all need to see this through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too many Calabrias and Edmonds.
Yeah.
And not enough Woody and Amanis. And I think that's the issue.
Child, we ain't had a Woody and Amanis, it's Woody and Amani.
And we ain't finna get one. Because people come in thinking, as long as I just hitch my wagon to this mug, I can at least get a Metro PCS ad. I can at least come out here and be pouring, coffee creamer and telling them this is what I use every morning at Love Island.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's where people are leading with. And then they end up just pairing up with anybody because they think this is convenient. How many couples out of convenience did we see on this past season of Love Island? Almost like all of them.
Well, they played it like a game, so that was the problem with that season of Love Island. But that's here nor there. They asked Joe how he felt. The man never looked lighter. The sun was shining free on his face. He said, free. He was like, I'm out of here. Like, what do you mean I'm done?
Yeah.
Like, and I just really felt for Madison in that moment. However, I was very proud of Joe for not playing with her. Like, just get out of there. Like, cut the cord and get out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I appreciated that. So let's talk about another person who I appreciated it. Getting right out of there. And that is Nick and Annie. Now, I can say whatever I want to say about Nick. His mama call him gay. I'm going to call him gay. Nick. But the way Nick got Annie right together and
Slow clap for Nick. I loved it.
Now, that's a man, okay? That's a man. You're not going to come over here and play in my Mimi Tim face. Do you feel me? I told you what I didn't like, and I gave you a warning. I smacked the dog on his nose. I pushed the face in the piss, and you did it again.
And I would argue that it's not a man. I would argue it's more of a Spider-Man versus Spider-Man situation.
Oh, what you think they're the same?
Yeah.
Him and Annie?
No.
I'm
just saying. The way that he did that was like no man I've ever seen do it. You understand what I'm saying?
But I think that's how real men are very clear about their boundaries.
Yes, but that's not what I'm getting at. I think Annie met her match. You know what I mean?
He like, you ain't gonna do all that over here.
Straight up. I think Annie met her
Been
match.
there, done that.
Yes.
Okay, I'm picking up what you put there.
Yes.
Okay.
And I appreciated it. I appreciate every minute of it because also, wait a minute. We have to stop with the begging. I never seen as many women beg on TV in my life, and I don't want to see it again. Y'all have to stop the begging. Annie was begging and crying. So was Madison. And he's like, no. She was trying to like sell herself to him.
Baby, I'm begging, baby, I'm begging.
I know I can do. You love this too. And then at one point she just told him no, which is psychopathic. You cannot do that.
You've done it before.
Done what?
No.
No, I haven't. Somebody did that to me before, though. I told Zar about it, and it triggered me. It was scary. You know what I mean? In a serious moment, I've never had like that was scary. You know what I mean? She was literally like, "No, I'm not going anywhere," and he's like, in his inside voice, telling her like, "We're not doing this," and I really appreciated that.
And I'm gonna tell y'all this, and I'm gonna tell y'all all the time: companionship is great, partnership is great. I better not ever. Do you hear me, darling? See you begging a man for a fuck thing. Do you know how many men is out here?
It's too much begging.
Do you know how many men is out here in the streets in the world? But you out here begging a man?
The truth of the matter is, this is the pandemic. We saw it on
begging a man for nothing. We saw it
on. It was another show. It might have been another season of the past season of Love Is Blind, but we saw it on something else that we covered. There's a lot of begging going on. You know what I mean? And we have to nip it in the bud, but it's because they turning these guys into the bad bitches now.
And that's because we have to stop sleeping with men. I've tried to campaign for this. Y'all do not listen. I promise y'all, it would take 90 days. Hold me to that. If every woman out here stopped dating men for 90 days, one of two things is gonna happen. Men gonna start sleeping with men like they really want to do, or they're gonna start acting right.
But the real issue is all y'all want the same type of man, and the bar is in hell.
Oh, okay.
And now that man is the bad bitch.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Because every 190% of the women want 2% of the men, and that cannot. That's what it is. You're creating your own monsters because he got to be the same thing. Everybody got the same list. That's really what it is.
But you know what though, Joe? That's why I be trying to tell people to diversify their portfolio. I think people should just date who likes them.
They don't want to do that.
They don't want to do it. And it's primarily because when you do get this man and he all beautiful and this and this and that, he know he beautiful too. So that's then you got to do all this. We were just talking about this. And if you're going to, me and Jez was talking about a small example. We were talking about men being fit and in shape. You're in shape, so I don't want you to take this as a dig, okay? I am not a person who normally is with people. Like, I'm just like, I like people. You know what I mean? Like, you stimulate me, you can stimulate me. And so I was like, I've dated a lot of men who were like, dad bods, fat, overweight, like that don't bother me. And she was like, oh, no, you have to be fit. And I'm like, okay, I get that. I said, but you're fit, so I get why you would want somebody fit. I said, but I cook, I bake, and I like to watch a man eat. Why would I want to be with somebody? I want you to eat. Eat. And I want you to enjoy it and savor it. And I don't want you to be worried about what your stomach look like. And the problem is too many of y'all want a bad bitch who's going to be out there like, oh, no, I can't do the flour. You know, today I'm not doing this. And I can't do the pasta. I can't do that.
But also, ain't nobody out here cooking no more. That's what they say. The streets are saying that these hoes can't cook anyway. That's what they're saying.
I don't believe that. I believe the ladies is cooking.
We talked about this a couple.
I believe the men is cooking.
We talked about this a couple weeks ago. It's a lot more alleys in the world right now in the single dating pool. They want to be pretty princesses. They don't want to work. They slobs. They this, but they pretty. They bad. You know what I mean?
I don't want to work either.
But the truth of the matter is that is it's becoming a systemic problem. And I think that's also adding to the numbers that we see with the families and the kids being born. Like, that's adding to it now because everybody's a bad bitch. Everybody Kim Kardashian. Everybody it's like tired, bored, exhausted. But I think that's a real part of it. Like, people not out here, making dinners and cooking. And they not out here doing that. They ordering Uber Eats. They don't cook. Everybody is strong and independent. I'm too much of a career. I'm too much of a career woman. I got to focus on this. I got to focus on that. And I think that's really a big part of it.
So Annie is really fascinating to me because she loves this man, but she wants to fight this man, but she's also obviously sauced.
She's drunk. Now, first of all, she don't love Nick, and we all know that. She loved the idea of being on Netflix and then getting to a decision day wearing the wedding dress that she picked up. The first thing she said was, it's just crazy because I just went from picking out dresses to being broken up with. That was the first thing on your mind, that you just picked out a dress? You know what I mean? So she doesn't love Nick. She never did. She probably don't even like Nick. Nick was just a vehicle for her to
Nick don't like her. That's for damn sure.
Right. And Nick was just the vehicle for her to eventually get a Metro PCS ad and a spread or whatever. But she's
lash blind.
If you want to have a beef with somebody drinking, it should be Anna. Every time they have a conversation, she's drunk. Every time they have an argument,
she's literally slurring her words.
Literally slurring her words and can't keep those big eyelashes open because she's faded. And he's trying to have a conversation, which I hate when people do. He's trying to have conversations with a faded person. He's serious.
But he is serious and he is strict. He was not playing with her. He was like, no, I'm not doing this.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I don't like how I feel. I don't like how this makes me feel. I do not see us getting married, and that's it.
And I appreciate how he also doesn't change once you're sober. Because this also was triggering for me. I told this to Zar, this was a triggering episode. Because Annie reminded me of an ex of mine who every time she got drunk, she wanted to argue. A certain level drunk, it was like she wanted to argue. And my problem was I didn't have the intestinal fortitude of Nick. So when she was not drunk anymore, I was like, oh, okay. Nick is like, no, I remember last night. I told you not to do it. I'm done. You know what I mean? I
no,
fuck with
literally.
that. You know what I mean? I wish I could have saved myself a lot of headache. And I appreciate that because the next day she's always like, I know. She's coherent now. So she's apologetic and she's understanding and she could speak to all the bullshit that she did the night before. I know I won't do that. Because they already had that conversation. And I appreciate him holding her feet to the fire. They had that conversation when they got back from the honeymoon.
And he brought that up as well, which I appreciated. He gave receipts, he gave examples, and he just was like, honest, like, I don't like the way this makes me feel.
And I told you that.
And if you can't buy into the fact that I want to be here and with you and for you, how can I continue to do this?
Yes.
And I felt like I always had respect for Nick. I just always thought, the closet was glass. However, and it can be, but I think that, you know what I mean? This is the expectation I have for men. I have for people when they're having conversations about their feelings. I thought that it was a display of emotional intelligence that I haven't seen in a very long time on TV. Because it wasn't mean, and boundaries.
Like, I think so many people are just like, fuck yeah, I just want to get to the end. Right? I want to make it to the finale.
Literally.
And I think not enough people are just like, no, I don't like what's happening. I already talked to you about, because also we have to treat adults like adults. You shouldn't have to talk to an adult and tell them multiple times about something. You shouldn't.
Especially not in this much of a vacuum.
No.
We're in a vacuum. So in truth, it's been like 8 weeks tops.
Yeah.
And you still doing this mess. Like, I can't do it with you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I said what I said.
And we don't have enough equity. That's also reality. We don't have enough equity for me to continue to deal with your bullshit. And I appreciate that. That's
spot
real
on.
TV. That's reality to me. Because the truth is, y'all don't love each other. And not even just Nick and Annie. Nobody on the show loves each other. They met last week. So the truth is, you could be wanting to work your way into love.
Yes.
Right?
And not enough people are saying that.
Yes.
And not enough people are being like, listen, we just working with each other to get there. And you know what I mean? Getting the kinks out and things like that. Not enough people are saying that. And that's frustrating as well to watch.
Yeah.
But either way, shout out to Nick. I'm actually very proud of you, Nick. Annie was going to be a terrorist. And you know that, like, I know that. So you did exactly what you needed to do to protect yourself. Yeah. And for that, you get kudos to you. That was really dope. And I don't want to hear nobody coming for Nick. Because he ate her right the fuck up.
As he should have.
Okay, so I've been doing some digging on Megan. Now, I don't know if any of this is true. I'm certain Megan has a great job and everything like that, right? But somebody said Megan's money is from the dad.
I wholeheartedly believe that.
And
she speaks like it is.
They can't understand why she is coming at money like that from a place of like, oh, I gotta. Well, she has it, but you know what I mean? Like acting like she kind of like pulled herself by her bootstraps kind of thing, when in fact she just inherited some money.
I mean, we have a president who does it.
Okay, I can't.
But you understand?
I'm trying to live in delusion. Yes, but yes, absolutely.
So this is not far-fetched. We know people. We've seen this person before, right? who was born on third base and told you that they hit a triple. You know what I mean? Megan is that person, and it tracks because the way that it's like she's trying to sell us this story. She keeps talking about it. She talks about it every episode, no matter what and then she'll pull it out of thin air. They was playing a game and she was like, well, this is how I made all my money. What? What the fuck? What did she talk about that?
How did she make all her money?
Right.
What I didn't understand what she was saying.
She just wanted to tell you that she made a lot of money.
Okay, so the thing is about Megan, I think I would like her if she was alone, right? Like as a woman. Because I get her. However, I'm not dating women. How about that, right? She is a mirror for how a lot of you all act. She ain't the first one. I got a couple girlfriends who act like this too. Like, oh yeah, it only costs me. Everybody's big money. He's calling you big money because that's how you like. No, stop talking about money. Stop. You know what I mean? Just stop. We are in a goddamn recession. Just don't talk about it. You're a pretty princess. What you worried about the price of things for any fucking way? You know what I mean? Like,
what are you trying to prove to him that you got money?
I think that
he don't give a damn, and most guys don't.
But I think it's not even that proof to him that I have money. I think that unfortunately our value has changed, right? Like a lot back in the day, you had to be pretty, cook, you know how to cook, and you had to know how to clean, right? And now our roles have shifted. We have become like these breadwinners and things like that. So now what we value is our status. And so, so I'll lead with the fact that, I made $1 million. Yeah, I bought $1 million house.
Well, here's my issue with this narrative.
Okay.
These people be alone. You can't be the breadwinner in a house that is only one person. You're just being an adult. These people be single and then they meet other single people and then they lead with this. Like you've done something. Like you deserve an award for paying your own bills, washing your own ass. That's silly to me.
I get what you're saying. And and part of me agrees, right? But the other part of me just understands as a woman how, especially a black woman, how hard it is to get certain things. So then when you have them, that is all you can speak about. I do get it, ladies. Don't get me wrong. I absolutely understand. I just want you all to see yourselves as pretty princesses.
But that's also to your own detriment. We just got to acknowledge that. Like, super glad for you. You bought a house in LA. You trying to convince us that you are looking at $2 million houses in Denver and you have a good job. That's to your own detriment that every man you meet, you got to speak to that. You have to say that. And that's part of why you have to look internally and be honest that's why you're 40 and single. Because
is she 40?
She looked like she headed there.
I thought she was 33.
This is how, she definitely ain't 33. I've been 33 before. I know what they look like. She's not 33. But this is, we just have to be honest that this is a part of your story and only you contributed to that.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that in doing that, right, like you've made this choice to be with a man like Jordan, who comes from a humble background, who has a humble job, and and even the fact that Jordan doesn't want to share what he does for work makes me sad. Does that make y'all sad?
It does, because that just means to me that he is whatever he does. His thing says service manager, right? I don't know if that means he works in a restaurant.
Yeah.
It is exhausting. We get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But whatever he does, it's a blue collar job. He has to physically be there. He's obviously not remote. He's not work from home. Right. He has to physically be there. He has to be doing physical activity, clearly on his feet all day or whatever, or walking or whatever he does, right? And that is a type of struggle that she apparently cannot understand, which is why it gives credence to the Nepo baby thing. You know what I mean? Like, it just gives credence to that or whatever. That she's a trust fund baby. So it's just unfortunate because more people are Jordan than they are Megan. More people can understand somebody working real jobs, literally being... I don't work on site physically. I don't have to physically go somewhere every day, right? I would just walk upstairs and not want to talk.
Yeah.
Just because if I just have a day of meetings, I don't have to tell my wife, like, please believe me, I'm tired. If I have a day of meeting, and vice versa. If she's talking all day and she just don't want to talk. And
I just don't talk.
When he said, sometimes I just want to sit next to you and watch a movie, that shit hit home so hard. That's me multiple times a week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that should be okay. And to normal people, it is.
And eventually I start talking.
Yes, we all do.
But in the beginning, I just need to decompress, and you're my person, so I feel we're decompressing.
Right. And it also speaks to the reality of, just like you were talking about with couples that just have it, you know what I mean? Or that really have a foundation to be something. We don't always have to be talking in each other's presence to be spending quality time with each other.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's not because when you do at life every day, 365 with somebody, you're not talking to them all the time.
Yeah.
And we talk a lot.
I'm about to say, we talk a lot.
We talk out of all the couples I know, we talk the most to each other. Yes. And we also don't talk a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And that has to be okay. And you also have to learn how to be empathetic to somebody's plight.
Yeah.
So if I have sometimes I got a lot of shit to get off my chest, but if my wife has had a completely different day where she's literally exhausted, I'm not pissed that she's not ready to go back and forth. She's tired.
But that's also, to your point earlier, equity, right?
But that's a part equity and part empathy. And it feels like she lacks that.
Oh, is that the name of this?
Maybe so right there. It feels like she lacks that. Because even when he was talking, another thing that's more people are Jordan than Megan. When he talked about being tired, dealing with Luca, let me tell you something. The one thing that I've gained more respect for in the past couple months than anything else in life and experience that I've gone through is parents and parents of small young children. Because I've worked my entire life, and Zar know it, and I'm talking like I'm part Jamaican. I've had a job since I was 3 years old, multiple jobs, right? I've been tired. I've been overworked. I've never been parent tired.
Yeah.
Until 4 months ago.
Yeah.
It's a completely different type of tired. It's like when you work in and I've always been hustling, bustling, working in the entertainment industry. Like I've always had sleepless jobs, entrepreneurial jobs that go 24/7, right? I've never been parent tired. When a parent tell you they tired, they're tired. Like without the urge. They're just tired. Right? So for him to say, I work a blue collar strenuous job, but then I'm also a single parent of a young child.
Yeah, who want my attention and my love and my affection.
That's empathy. Like, how can you not be like, you know what? I get it. Because then she said it like, well, you're always tired. Yes, I'm a parent. I'm always tired.
So also to her chagrin, in her defense, right? I've said that to you. Like, you always tired. Like, what is that supposed to mean? While I'm in the trenches with you. So when she said it, it kind of like, oh, I've said something like that before. You know what I mean? Because in your mind, you think, but also man tired and woman tired is different too. Like, because and not to make it like a thing, like tired is tired, but there is levels. I do think that like I have a thing in my brain where I can be exhausted, but I can just put on, you know what I mean? And then maybe 7 days later, I've hit a wall and I'm in bed, like with the laptop underneath the covers, like trying to get work done that way. Right. And I think that's what she's getting at. Like during this time, she was like, well, I heard you like to date, but I don't know. That was like, okay, girl.
A shot.
It was a shot. It was a lot happening. And I think that he handled it really well when he was honest. Like, I am tired.
The other reason why I can't get with you, I can't see for you, Megan, is because he's a very good communicator.
I mean, wildly.
So you don't
impressively so.
You don't have that leg to stand on. If I see somebody in a relationship actively communicating with their spouse, you're losing your leg. You cannot. You're losing excuses because he's telling you. He's not just coming home and not saying anything to you. He's coming home and telling you, I'm pretty exhausted. I might need a moment. I just want to watch. I'm to the point where I just want to watch a movie with you.
But he did say he doesn't want to talk about work to her.
That's a whole different.
That's not
even that,
sustainable.
No. 100%. But even that is communicating where you are.
Right.
Right. Like, and that's something that you can unpack over time. Well, everything is not going to be solved in a dinner sitting, right? So now you have the information that this is obviously something deeper. So over time, it goes on our target board to figure out, let's start peeling back the layers of why don't you want to talk about work? Because that seems like it don't even have nothing to do with Megan. It's just his job is to the point where it's so exhausting that when he gets home, he doesn't even want to give it any more energy. That's his personal career thing.
Okay, so also I feel like there's something to another thing that people aren't willing to do nowadays, and y'all don't do it for whatever reason y'all don't do it. There's no shame here. But another thing I find that people don't do is like everybody wants the person to be ready in that moment, and I get it. I completely get it. But however shit happens, right? So like, what do you do if you all have to pivot as a family? And I feel like it's not enough conversation with Jordan that this is what you do today. This is what you do today. This may not be what you do tomorrow. Like the amount of things that Joe said no to and decided, I have to shift gears and put energy where I'm going to get the most out of, you know what I mean? And work smarter, not harder. Those are conversations that also need to be had. And I feel like it's a lot of shaming going on with him and not enough of like, listen, I get you a little stress, but this is today. This is today's stress. Because if you tell me what you want to do, we're going to find it. You know what I mean? And she doesn't seem like the type that she wants to financially change your life because she got the money, but she's not going to pour into your life. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
And I feel like Jordan seems a little bit down about the work that he does. And also too realistic about it. I don't want to come and talk about mopping motherfucking floors all goddamn day with you. You know what I mean? But also there's an opportunity in there to be like, well, what do you want to do? Like, why haven't you looked at what you wanted to do? And it ain't no shame. It's more like maybe it's something we can do. We don't know what Megan does or if she can write good resumes or who she knows. You make that kind of money, you know people. You know what I mean? And it's like, and that's the people who get you the jobs. Like, it's all about connections.
Your network.
And I feel like, and maybe that's what she's trying to get at with him. But I don't
think that's what she's trying to get at with him. And I think that you're spot on that there's a void in their communication where they're not having, that's more of a building thing. And I don't believe any of these couples are in a space where they're talking about actually building.
I don't think that's the thing that people talk about in general anymore. I think people just want the building to be there. They want to bring their building, move their building next to your building, and now you guys have buildings.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I think it is. When I've used this analogy before about Bank of America and Merrill Lynch, if Bank of America doesn't save Merrill Lynch, they're gone. You know what I mean? Or Merrill Lynch doesn't save Bank of America. I can't remember, y'all. The point is that you need each other. It's symbiotic. You know what I mean? And sometimes it can feel parasitic, and I get that. But if you choose the right person, then it can be something that is mutually beneficial for the both of you. Also, what I found out in chatting and learning some things and doing a little bit deeper dive about Megan, because the people was doing their Googles. Because after she said she had all this money, so people was like, where?
I know they are. The streets is tired of Sparkle Megan Sparkle, whoever the hell she's singing.
They said everybody was like, well, what kind of car she drive? What kind of car you think she drive?
She played this game with somebody in the pod.
Yes, and I think it was Jordan. What kind of car you think she drive?
I don't remember what they said, but I don't think they guessed it, so I don't know.
So according to the probate courts, okay, she drives a Range Rover that she inherited from her father.
That I believe it.
That's according to the probate courts. I could be wrong. It could be a Bentley, okay? Do I think it's a Bentley? Absolutely not. But it better be a Bentley by the way she's talking about it.
I know.
Okay, because Bentley ain't never had a better commercial than Sparkle Megan just gave them.
I know.
Okay, because is it a car? Is it not a car? Is it a Bentley?
Right.
All right, like, what is it? The other thing is we get to we talk again about the housing situation and what he's comfortable with as well. And I am starting to feel so cringe about the way she talks about money because it does feel deprecating to him. Oh, it feels deprecating to me. And I feel like I'm rich. So it's like, to him, it's got to feel like, the fuck?
But it also probably feels that
Excuse
plus
my language,
cringe to him, because that's not, it feels so anti his personality.
Yes.
So I think he just genuinely like feels cringe when that conversation is happening, on top of the deprecating air that it has about it.
And in some ways, he's rich in so many ways, right? We know a ton of men who live at home with their mamas and all this stuff like that. At the very least, and I know this is basic, and I know y'all gonna say that's basic, but at the very least, this man has been able to have a home for him and his child to be comfortable in, despite the fact that the bed is in the living room. He has been able to do that. You know what I mean? And keep his job and maintain whatever he needs to do for Luca and his medicine and everything like that. There's got to be something for someone like that. You know what I mean? I just wish. So one of two things. I'm either really happy that he done met himself a sugar mama, or I just wish he would meet somebody who was more on his level.
And I think that is that for me. I just wish he would meet somebody more on his level, because you can get, to your point, you can get more out of like-mindedness unity than you can out of hitching your wagon to somebody who already has it all. Couples who work together, I've seen go so much farther. And I think that he has the intangibles to really be a good spouse for somebody, and get all of these things that he doesn't have now. But that takes partnership, that takes companionship, and it takes two to tango.
And it takes vision.
And it takes vision.
And I think she can't see past her nose in a lot of regards, but I do appreciate that he's able to talk to her and she takes it in.
But that
she's not too defensive.
Yes. She's good at that.
Yes.
But that also tracks, because if you are a trust fund baby, you don't look at things from a place of building, right? Like, me and Zar have a lot of conversations, and I feel like I can say any old crazy thing to her about an idea or a project that I want to start, because she's been with me through everything. Almost everything that I've done, in my career, I've basically done myself. Like, it wasn't handed to me, you know? I'm definitely not an Apple baby, right? So I can come to her and I can say, what do you think about us doing this? Or what do you think about us, you know what I mean? And vice versa, right? We only on here recording today because Zar had an idea that we should sit on the couch and talk to a camera, right? So.
Oh my God, this was my idea.
Yes. So.
What I get?
That coffee. So that comes from a place of building, right? Because she's also not an Apple baby. So everything that she has, she had to work for. She had to get out the mud, right? So when you don't come from
but
that
I am
place,
a pretty princess, as my daddy.
So when you don't come from that place, that's not your first inkling of like, oh, well, we can work together. And I think Megan has that block, which is why it gives credence to the notion that she's a Nepo baby.
Okay. Let's get to the blacks. Let's talk about triggered. One thing Calabria is not going to do is let up off of Edmund's ass.
Never. The foot is on the neck and the gas.
Okay. She is a dog with a bone. And the thing is so much went on in this episode. Do y'all feel like Edmund took some medicine?
Honestly, I don't want to say no, because it's on the table. I don't mean whole card no. I think that this is a part of his personality, or split personality, should we say, where I think Edmund is likable because this is a part of him, right? He has these moments where he's like very weird and very quirky and it's too much. But then he also has these moments where he's very just warm and down to earth and regular and understanding and communicative. And I think this is why people like Edmund, right? But I think he just naturally has this complex personality. I also think it's on the table that he took some Adderall or whatever, you know, that medicine is that calms you down, you know what I mean? And he was on it today.
Speaking of being triggered, I really don't understand how Edmund is not triggered by Calabria. I'm not sure what his traumas are, right? Some of it has to do with some kind of emotional abuse has to be in there. Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But like the way, are y'all ready to have a deep conversation? Black people, we gotta do better. And everybody is terrorizing their racial counterpart in different ways, right? we have seen the Annies where they're emotionally manipulative and everything like that, right? But it bothers me so deeply to see how Calabria talks to Edmund.
Yeah.
And I could believe that Edmund is doing things that annoy Calabria. Full stop.
Yeah.
I can get with her
that
there.
Annoys me.
And I'm watching it. However, the way she chooses to speak to him is indicative of a bigger problem with this community and how we love on each other. Like, the greatest form of revolution that black people can have right now is loving one another. That's the greatest form of revolution. They want us to hate each other so bad. They want us to go and make mixed babies so a bunch of white people in 2050 can be saying nigga. Mm-hmm. And that's just the truth, okay? I am so bothered by her calling him a bitch.
It's like exhausting.
It wasn't enough for her to say sorry.
It wasn't enough.
It wasn't enough. Because he ain't said nothing like that to her yet.
But to me, that be my issue with our community. We'll say these things like we want somebody who respects us. And we want somebody who talks nice to us. And we want them. They could be human and they could make mistakes. But we just want this, that, and the third. And a lot of y'all are really not ready for that. Because the minute that y'all are in the presence of somebody who does that to you, who's just who's just talking to you through conflict and things like that, you go right back into yourself. And your normal self want to be with these dudes who's out here returning the energy. And that's the truth of the matter.
Y'all really like that.
Y'all really like that,
and
but y'all claim that that's not what y'all want. And I don't believe you. You need more people. And I'm also, my personal disgust with this is that I don't see those people doing stuff like this on TV.
They do it in their special way, but it's so crass.
I've never seen a white woman have an argument on these shows where her man call her man a bitch. I've never seen it. And I've now seen it on multiple shows, and I've only seen us do it. And it's really starting to piss me off because it is just flat out embarrassing. And I've seen them, they get ugly and they cry. We know they gonna cry, they gonna do all this other stuff. But why do we specifically speak to each other this way? And we do it on TV, we do it on national TV. It's ugly. It's
ugly. And I'm saying it from a space of having called a man a bitch. Bust a man upside his head, poked a man in his head, bust out some windows. I'm saying it from that perspective, right? So it's not beneath me. I'm just saying it's 2025. Like,
But also when he's sitting in front of you talking to you like we talking right now.
Oh, that made me sick. But I also have been a crash out. And I remember I was with this person and they told me had just got into an argument and he was fed up. And he just said, you and I could be together forever if you spoke to me nicer. Like, if you just learn to speak to me in a nice manner, you and I would be together forever. And that shit, it has haunted me, not because I think about being with somebody else forever, more because how could I have been that nasty, you know what I mean, to someone? And I think about how when you and I decided to get back together, how I was so intent on not being or having grown past that. Like, it was so important to me. Like, I'm not going to crash out. I don't have it. I don't have the energy. I don't want to yell. Like, I cannot do it. You know what I mean? And it's really because that shit humbled me. Like, it was just like, you so beautiful, but yet you are so ugly. And that is like not.
And that's how I feel about Calabria. I can see why people, you know what I mean, are drawn to her
1,000%.
When she's in her normal light. You know what I mean? I could see why people are attracted to her. You know what I mean? Whether it just be intellectually, I think she when she wants to, is well spoken. I think when she wants to, she can carry herself well. I just think she has a lot of those ugly traits still on her. And I think it's so unfortunate because, like you said, you're really pretty, but you're ugly. That shit is ugly, bro.
That shit is ugly. And it's just like, I genuinely believe he be getting on your nerves. Your ass shouldn't be with his ass in the first fucking place. But since you want this Metro PCS commercial so goddamn bad, you wanted to put up with some things.
And that's a whole nother story.
Okay, since you want to be on a perfect match so bad.
You're really in this situation because you're trying to make it to the end, but you can't convince me that you just are all about Edmund. Not especially not the way you shit on him, like consistently.
It's tired. I'm tired.
It's like too much.
I'm tired. Like I'm like, all right, girl, we got to check him for every little thing. He can't do nothing, and the poor baby can. He taking his time trying to get the words out. He can't even get him out fast enough to defend himself.
But that's why it's awkward to watch because you're dominating him in these conversations. Yes. He obviously doesn't have, and that's what I mean. Like you're clearly used to picking these guys who's sparring with you, and you calling him a bitch, he calling you a bitch right back. That's not him. That's not him. And a lot of times,
because that was clear. It was very clear that you're used to this.
Yes, and that's not what he does. And I think that's more common than not. A lot of y'all want to be elevated, and then when y'all get to these places, y'all really don't want to deal with it because you're going to self-sabotage it. That's really not where you are. You're not as advanced as you claim to be.
That part. Because then she went on to say, like, you make me get like this. Like, I don't want to be like this. Is that not a line from Enough? Hello? Where J-Lo was getting her ass beat. Like,
literally.
It's just like,
it's so gaslighting and abusive. You did this. What's that? That's no different from a man slapping the woman across the face and saying, look what you made me do. Are you serious? You're
it's no
but then
different.
You sitting here shouting about accountability the whole time.
And I'm not trying to make Edmund the victim. However, what are we doing here? Like, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
she be beating on his ass. She be verbally beating on his ass. That's just calling a spade a spade. And he can't go there with her. We're not saying that he has his own quirks that can, like we say, he do stuff that annoy me. That I
every
like,
episode,
doing, bro. He was kissing the floor. We're not. That's beside the point. No one deserves this verbal abuse.
Yeah, period. I agree. Nobody deserves that. And why don't we have more conversations between Calabria and Edmund where they're just having a good time?
I know. You can't get me to believe that every time they're around each other, they're arguing.
I also don't like that because so as much as I can say, Calabria, I don't like the way that looked. I don't like that you did that, whoop-de-whoop. I also feel like a narrative is being spun here with you.
And they are tied to it. Because every time we see them, they're in a middle or at the start of an argument.
But let me say this. So they did have an argument. They talked about how they went back to the Western night or whatever the case may be, and how she asked him to go to Ross to go pick up some belts and some bandanas, right? And he told her no. And I'm not going to lie, like that wouldn't have burnt me the fuck out. I would have been mad. First of all, don't tell me no. I think that no should be reserved for other people. If I ask you for something, you just need to be trying to figure out how you're going to get it done. You know what I mean? Not because you don't ask for a lot. Like her saying, I don't ask for a lot. We have to take that out of our vocabulary. Yeah. You're with somebody. Asking for things is par for the course.
But also, it doesn't entitle you it's not like it's a waiver. It's a waiver wire number in fantasy. Like, oh, because you didn't pick up a player last week, this week you're at the top of the list. That's not how life works. Like, I hate when people do that shit.
Right. So that's my point though, right? Like, you are allowed to ask him for things, and as your spouse, you can just set a precedent for, I don't like Joe know I don't like to be told no. So now Joe comes up with creative ways to get me out of the thoughts or ideas that I have. Like, he'll just help me pivot to what he thinks is a different or better idea, right? So, but that to me is what's needed, right? Because I don't want, no is finite. No is a full sentence. And I know when I say no, I mean no. And I know when you say no, you mean no, right? And for you not to want to help me make my day easier, that is a problem. Because her whole argument is that, yes, it would have taken you a bit out your way, but I would have been more out of my way to do these things.
Yeah.
And then I would have had less time to get myself together and things like that. And I completely understood that. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I don't think she didn't have a leg to stand on as far as having a gripe. It's just all about how you handle it.
Yeah.
Like, because also when you do a piss poor job handling it, now we're not talking about your gripe anymore. We're talking about how you handled it. So now we lost the plot. and we're not even correcting the behavior that bothered you in the first place.
Right.
We talking about you calling me a bitch.
But then...
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So now you're doing yourself a complete disservice. You know what I mean? I can't even get to the point of saying that you had a point because you acted an ass about it.
We went to therapy about that. Because I'd be like, bro, one thing as a Virgo, I can skew gaslighty. Okay. And that's because I'm thinking about the situation from 100 different ways anyway. And then if you say something to me, I'm just going to pick the approach that, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if you are speaking to me a certain way, I'll shift the whole narrative to how you're speaking to me. And that was a problem for Joe, right? But on the other hand, if you want to get something from me, you have to speak to me in a certain way. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And I think that, like, that's where they are battling, despite the fact that Edmund doesn't give that he talks to her any old kind of way.
No, not at all. And in fact, he gives that he begs her to be nice to him. He
be begging about it. But I think he likes how strict she is.
I don't think he likes how strict she is. I think he has, when we talk about was some of his deeper issues, he got like a mom complex, like something is going on there. And I think that's really
what I was thinking. That's why I said like.
Yeah. And she sons him. And I think part of the sunning, I don't know if it feels familiar to him and safe, or if it is just battered women syndrome. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just what I'm used to, and this is just, I can't divorce myself from, because a lot of times we attract these people who speak to our traumas.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going on here. Because when he says, like, I really want to be with you, Calabria, after she's pushed his face in the mud and slapped him on the head, I believe him. I believe he genuinely feels like, please, Massa, give me some more.
What part of your trauma do you think I speak to?
I'm very much so, like, emotionally connected. I think that is the part. Like, I probably like that in my childhood. Does that make sense? Like, emotional connection.
So I would say it's weird because so this is how I interpret it. Because I think I would say the same thing. You remind me a lot of my mom in a lot of ways, in how you used to handle conflicts and stuff like that. But me and my mom have always been tight, right? And part of that is because I just could understand why she was feeling a certain way and how that things could be frustrating for her. And I feel like you and I connected deeper because I just could see how you could be like, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're upset about it, I understand. Like, if you're happy about it, I understand. Like, I see you.
Yeah.
In that way where it could be a high moment and I see you, or it could be a low moment and I see you and I don't judge you for that. You know what I mean? At least that's how it's funny because I think it might be the same thing for me. Like, I feel like that's the part of my trauma you speak to. Like, so that could be traumatic, but it's also like some way, somehow it's healed some parts of me. Like us being able to go through therapy, us being able to talk to people, us being able to grow, like the way we've grown. I wake up every day and I'm like, oh my God, can you believe we just slept in the bed together? We got a baby. We had this life. You know what I mean? But it's largely because we've been able to see each other for who we are. Yeah. And kind of like help each other evolve into new people. Yeah. Or into like us. Yeah. Maybe not new people, but into us. Yeah. And I think that, it's some there. Like, I think sometimes we are trauma bonding and we don't even know it. You know what I mean? And sometimes that's a thing. And I don't think that's like, oh, it should be the foundation of your relationship. But I do think sometimes it breeds empathy between people. Yeah, I don't think it should be a foundation. I think if human nature makes it possible for it to be. I don't think that was our foundation. But go ahead. Yeah, I don't think that was our foundation. I'm saying human nature leads way for it to be an aspect of your relationship. Yes, that's what I mean. We're all flawed. I think it is a foundation of their relationship. I think she did this in the pods. He was and her daddy ain't around, so she got a little bit of daddy. Yeah, issues. I think it is, and I think that's the problem. It can't be a foundation. Well, those are the blacks. So she chose a dress which I thought she looked pretty cute. I thought she looked real good in that dress.
Yeah.
Everybody chose really good dresses. I'm just not bought in on any of these people. And y'all going to argue with me and want to tussle. But the only people that seem like they even remotely could have a morsel of making it is Megan and Jordan.
Yeah, honestly, that's the truth, and that's it.
And he got a baby in a bed in the living room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's that.
Yeah.
Calabria found a way to curse a man out on the top of a mountain on a beautiful sunny day.
Right as she served him hot cocoa while he was enjoying the view.
But he didn't help her down. He doesn't seem like a man. He just seems like he's 13. Dating a grown woman.
I think sometimes that weird personality is screaming immaturity.
Yeah.
But then sometimes he has more mature conversation and conflict than she does.
I know.
So it's very weird. But this is why I say they deserve each other. People be talking about how Calabria got fixed. So did Edmund.
Random thought. There is this account that I follow. Bust down if y'all know who I'm talking about. She's a pretty woman. She has blonde hair. She has a lighter complexion. She talks about Love is Blind. And I'm saying all that to say, because if you know her, she's got spoilers that she's dropping for this season. I'm not going to go look at them because I grew up in a time of appointment television, and I just like knowing the information when I'm supposed to know it. Is that bad?
No, I don't be wanting to check this stuff out either, and not until the season is done, because then excuse my opinion. If I didn't sit up here and talk about it, then maybe I would, but excuse my opinion, and I want to give my raw honest opinion, and I don't want it to be influenced by somebody, because also we don't know, I don't have the time to fact check this stuff,
right?
So then I can't watch a whole TikTok series of somebody's theory about why Edmund used to be a stripper and then come on here and give my opinion, because I'm not going to, I don't have time to fact check that stuff. And a lot of people just be doing stuff for the likes. You know what I mean? It's more often than not, also everybody's true. A TikTok investigator, a Facebook investigator. And more often than not, people are just doing stuff for content. So it's very hard to navigate. So I really don't be paying attention to that stuff until typically after the season is over, or I'm left to my own devices like Anna. She leaves and we're just trying to figure out why she left.
Right. I'm pumping at 4:00 in the morning, so I be having time. Shout out to my beautiful husband. He be just rolling with the punches. I be snapping. He just be like taking it. Okay. So shout out to him. Thank y'all so much for joining us again. I'm your girl, Zar Eleanor. This is my beautiful husband, Joseph Conner. Let us know what you're thinking. Bust down. Subscribe to this Mimi Tapping channel. Comment, because we love to have the discussion and the dialogues. Also, buy some Mimi Tapping coffee.
Buy some coffee is here.
We are new parents and we trying. Life is hard. Okay. And again, I'm Zar Eleanor. This is my beautiful husband, Joseph. And you've been on the Conner's Couch. Bye.